Hello guys, welcome to Classical Scratcher channel. And yeah, I know it's been like for a really long time, maybe even 2 years, but back then I lost motivation, so I decided to take a big pause from this channel. But now I know what to do. I've got plenty of motivation and I also have a good time and I can manage it. So yeah, I'm going to continue this channel. So, today I'm going to talk about the health risks of tobacco use. You see, recently I read this really big Glencoe book. My mama bought it for me like a year ago, and I decided to read it like every single page of it without skipping. And while choosing for the subjects to speak, I decided to talk about the risks of tobacco use, smoking and chewing tobaccos because I thought that not many people like realize how much smoking or just tobacco use in general can harm your body unless they actually have seen like how damaging it is to your own body. Like you see, like there's this literally a photo of uh, you know damaged lungs, and I know for sure that 100% I've never ever even look at any kind of nicotine and tobacco products ever again. Like, look at this. How can you just look at this and think, oh yeah, I'm going to continue smoking? Like this is a lung damaged by a tobacco, and this is one is a healthy one. So yeah, now I'm going to go in more depths about tobacco use. So like, why do people like get into smoking? So here's this like a little part about why they like start liking smoking and stuff. So advertisements, they're one of the biggest things that help the product get more popular and more people get into using it. So, and it says here in this Glencoe book that advertisements for tobacco products often feature healthy, attractive people sending the message that using tobacco has no health consequences. And that is becomes a big problem because let's say a little kids are watching TV. Maybe they're just watching their favorite episode of Tom and Jerry, and then imagine there is this in the advertisement part. There is like some young, healthy, attractive, pretty good people smoking and making it seem like smoking is like a fun thing, and then so the children will think, well, wow, smoking is a cool thing. At least like if they don't outright think that, at least like in like somewhere in their mind, this thought process will be saved later. And when they start to try smoking, if they ever do, they would be thinking of those healthy, attractive people smoking with no consequences. Like they won't know the consequences. Well, even so, there's like uh, warning labels on the tobacco products, right? Like in a cigarette packs, there are like, especially here, quitting smoking now greatly reduces serious risks to your health. Smoking by pregnant women may result in fetal injury, premature birth, and low birth weight, and things like that. But why do they not care? Because they're already addicted by the tobacco. Because tobacco contains an addictive drug named nicotine, and it's that substance is mm, described as a stimulant. And here is what it says: a drug that increases the action of the central nervous system, the heart, and other organs. So like it basically makes people like more excited. Like it also says it's an addictive drug, so like let's say it's kind of your brain starts to become addicted to it. And so it's using nicotine raises your blood pressure and increases the heart rate, it says here. So it's not a good thing. But smokers can't quit a lot because even though with that warning labels, even though if they knew the bad things, they would have trouble trying to quit tobacco or just smoking because it has nicotine. It's an addictive drug. And when you're addicted to something, it's like really hard to get out of it. Let's say you really like this one thing, but you just can't stop it. Yeah, like you have fallen hopelessly in love with it. So that's why even with all those labels, they like literally can't get out of it. So for young people, it's advised to get out to smoking as soon as possible so they won't have like a lot of trouble getting after this addictive drug named nicotine. And also, nicotine also exists in a vape. And we all know that vape is like, vape is practically a trend in almost everywhere. Yes, even in my homeland, Mongolia, yes, there are children who are vaping. And vaping has nicotine. That's why they are addicted. Okay, so let's talk about other things of tobacco. So we all know that like tobacco smoke is very poisonous, but we don't actually know what is in them. Like we know it's poisonous, but we don't exactly know what kind of substances, what kind of poisonous things are there. So cigarette smoke contains tar, and there's the definition of tar: a thick, sticky, dark fluid produced when tobacco burns. And that tar damages the smokers, that person smoking, the smoker's respiratory system by destroying cilia. And here is what the definition of cilia says: the tiny hair-like structures that line the upper airways and protect the body against infection. And guys, this is a very serious thing because like that little guys literally like help us not get cold. They stop the viruses, but then we were basically destroying that thing. That's really bad. And tar also destroys the alveoli or the air sacs, and which makes it even more worse because basically means we cannot breathe very well. We have like much more problems breathing, and we can get like the smokers get more disease. This is like bronchitis, pneumonia, and those respiratory diseases much more easily because things protecting them are destroyed. And here's even more serious part: carbon monoxide. You see, carbon monoxide, as it is said here, colorless, odorless, and it's very poisonous gas. And it's also found in cigarettes too. And which is much worse is like it's absorbed much more easily than oxygen. It's really bad, okay? And carbon monoxide deprives the deprives the body's tissues and cells of oxygen. Now this is even worse because we need oxygen to survive, and without oxygen our body would just shut down. We would not be able to live. But then this guy named carbon monoxide literally just comes in and steals all of your oxygen. This is real bad, guys. You would not want it. And it also increases the risk of, as it says here, high blood pressure, heart diseases, hardening of the arteries, and other circulatory problems. It's already worse. So it's much more worse now. So the dangers of tobacco use is not just limited to cigarette smoking. You can literally get like cancer, and specifically mouth cancer, by chewing tobacco. Yes, there's something called tobacco chewing. Yeah, like the why they chew tobacco, like they're basically the same. They both have addictive drugs. They both have those. those addicting things and bad things, why do they do it? Because some believe it to be safer than the cigarettes. And I mean, there is literally no use because when you smoke, you can get lung cancer, and when you use that smokeless tobacco, like chewing it or just holding it in your mouth, can give you mouth cancer. And oh my god, that was literally one of the most gross crap I have ever seen back then, and I don't want to see it again. Like just the thought of having those weird white leathery looking spots inside of my mouth makes me want to just scream and go insane. Like, if you love yourself, don't do this. And if you especially want to, like, think, just want to be attractive, don't even get into tobacco at all. Yeah. So, like, there's some things called cigarette filters. So those basically like protect you from getting those lots of chemicals into your body, but it doesn't really help much because you know there are like lots of carcinogens, which means substances that cause cancer, including cyanide and arsenic. The cigarette filters don't protect smokers a lot. They only like filter like a little bit of those substances, but they don't protect you from literal cyanide and literal arsenic, which are both very poisonous substances. Like, I mean, it's just not worth it at all. And the filters themselves, as it says here, contain chemicals, those used in toilet cleaners and paint and explosives. Like, damn, that's crazy. Like, no way I'm using a filter that is made of a literal toilet cleaner. That's so devastating. I would not want this actually. Like, just literally reading one paragraph, actually just literally seeing a photo of a smoker just make me want to like never ever look at cigarettes in the positive light again. So like, of course, the long-term effects of smoking is of course lung cancer. You would get lung cancer and also chronic bronchitis. You see, cilia in the bronchi becomes damaged. When it becomes damaged, they become useless. Of course, like it's like literally like the half dead cell lying around and not being able to do their work. And this leads, as it says here, to a buildup of tar in the lungs, which means that literal those sticky, thick, sticky, dark fluid being in your being in your lungs, and it causes chronic coughing and excessive mucus secretion. You damn, I would never want that. And it also gives you strokes and heart diseases and a very weakened immune system because it says here, mm, because like tobacco, it literally has cyanide and arsenic, so of course those poisonous chemicals are gonna destroy your body. Yeah. And also there's like this short-term effects opposed to the long-term effects. So the brain chemistry changes. One of the most common one is that you start to crave more smoking, more chewing tobaccos because as I said earlier, tobacco has nicotine, which is a very addictive drug. So the body is like addicted to it and starts to crave more of the drug. And if they don't use it, they start to like just go insane. Well, not really insane. Just they literally feel like if they have to use they just literally start to think that nicotine is one of the best things, and they just have to keep using it, or their body will start dying. Yeah, that's what they feel like, and they stop having appetites, and their taste buds are well. their taste buds are dull. Like you just don't taste a very sweet food as that very sweet anymore. You just taste that sweet. And respiration and heart rate increase. You see, smokers can't run for a long time because because of the respiratory issues caused by their smoking prevents them from getting the full air your body is supposed to get. So they can't run for a long time, and even if they do, they would be mostly coughing or breathing a lot. And the users also have bad breath, yellow teeth, and smelly hair and skin includes. Because you see, like you're basically cigarette smoke itself is a real like ugh, just not a very nice thing. And if you can like keep using it for a long time, then it will start to get into your hair, into your body, into your clothes, literally into your skin. Like it's just the same as smoking meat. Like if you smoke a meat for a long time, then you smell that smoke from it. Yeah, and not just where is it? Yeah, not just tobacco destroys the respiratory system. They also destroy our digestive system, circulatory system, and excretory system. Like damn, like no, I don't want this anymore. So it says here other consequences of tobacco use. So it's like there's this one part named costs to society, and it says tobacco related illnesses cost the United States about 165 billion each year. That's a lot of number. And productivity suffers when smokers call in sick due to tobacco related illnesses. So not only it's harming you, you're also harming others, like not just by your tobacco, not just by your cigarette smoke, but also by just financially like killing them. And cost to individuals. Let's say you're a smoker, and let's say you're smoking a one pack of cigarettes a day, and this will cost you one 1,500 a year. Like wow, that's a lot. You could probably pay your rent by it. So, also legal consequences. Let's say you accidentally, well, not so accidentally, sold some tobacco products to child or a minor. That will get you land you in trouble and a big fine. So this is what I got after reading this subject, and let me just tell you, this is like I'm only talking about the health risks of it. The lesson one. I'm not talking about. I haven't talked about the whole tobacco recovery or just whole subject about tobacco. I just focused on the risks of the tobacco. Secondly, uh, some of this video may contain opinions, so don't attack me for it. Well, I hope you enjoyed this, and yeah, don't use tobacco, guys. You don't want to not to look attractive, and it will be bad. Plus, also if you like you're addicted to the smoking, addicted to nicotine, uh, remember that people will support you, and you can do this. I remember like this famous word, like I don't know where I heard it from, but there's this one person said that they tried to quit like smoking 100 times and it was finally done. And that's just how addictive it is, nicotine is. So guys, be careful out there and don't get lung cancer just because of tobacco. Goodbye guys.